If you wish to change the position of the back button on Google Pixel 10 Pro XL, then unfortunately by default it is not possible to change the position. So we are stuck with this order and we cannot do really anything about it if you don't want to use third-party apps. But if you are already willing to install third-party apps, then of course we can do something about it. But first, I can actually recommend you switching from 3-button navigation to gesture navigation in order to have this clean bottom side. And in this case, what we're gonna do now is go to the Play Store. And in the Play Store, we can tap search and we can search for an app that allows us to set up buttons for navigation. So we can type something like back button or something like this. And we should be able to find a bunch of different options, bunch of different apps that should allow us to set up the navigation buttons. So I'm gonna choose this one as an example. Of course, feel free to try any other app if you don't like this one or if it doesn't work for you. After that, we're gonna open the app once it is installed. Of course, we'll have to set it up, so we can press consent over here. Let's wait a couple of seconds for the next screen. We need to grant permissions for overlaying, so we can go to display over other apps, find the app, and we need to allow the app to be displayed over other apps. We can also agree to accessibility, settings, there we go, and we can see our buttons immediately. We didn't have to agree to notifications. And you might see some ads, of course, in the meantime, because the app is obviously free, but we should be able to still use it without any issues. Alright, so in this case, what we can do now is we can swap back button and recent button. So now we have the back button over here on this side. As you can see, if I tap on it, I can easily use it. I still have gesture navigation, because we switched it in the display in navigation settings. And we can either use the gestures, or of course we can stick with 3 buttons navigation by default. But of course we have this black bar that is supposed to, have like a cover or something. So you can always clearly see these buttons, but of course you should be able to also change these colors if you want to. You can make it more transparent, for example, so it looks more or less like this. But in this case, as you can see, we can actually see the handlebar that we have at the bottom of the screen. And if you use 3 buttons for navigation, then you see these navigation buttons instead that we have by default. So maybe it is actually better to stick with a solid color. And we can also change the color for these buttons if you want to. And if you decide to use premium, then you can or pro version actually, then you can also change icons themselves. But that is essentially it. This is what we can do in order to change the order of buttons. We can also adjust the position and the bar height. If it's too big, then of course we can make it smaller. There we go. I think it looks actually slightly better like this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So unfortunately, this is the only way to change position of back buttons by using a third-party app. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.